First of all, I'm gonna go into some spoilers, so just so you know, if you have not seen the movie, click out. But right now I'm gonna talk about some of my favorite parts that don't really include spoilers. So in the beginning parts and throughout the whole film, they showed grief very, perfectly. It's something big that that Marvel fans are gonna go through during this film with losses, like deaths, and what the whole cast and crew is gonna kind of go through, because we've been a part of this whole community for 11 years. So like Cap said about moving on, we don't. So I've been I remember going to see the first Iron Man in theaters. So these characters feel like they're not just characters to me. They feel like family in a way. It's kind of like a family reunion every time I go see a Marvel movie. Watching them fail over the last couple movies from Infinity War and Civil War, they kind of failed in a way of communicating together. It's been heartbreaking, but the redemption of this film and the characters coming together, in, spoiler, the fight, it's a redemption and it's great. It's a great feeling. From behind the scenes clips and all that stuff, you could see they really put their heart and soul into this film because, it's some of the characters' last film. It's not 100% perfect when I think about it in retrospect. When I was watching the movie and when I left the movie, I thought it was great. But now that I think about it, there's some parts that can be improved like every other movie. A lot of our characters got beaten down in this film, in Infinity War, and they got beaten down again and again, but they got back up. Some of them didn't. The only thing that kind of bothered me before this movie was we knew that Spider-Man was going to get Far From Home, and we knew that Black Widow was going to get a prequel movie. And for Disney characters, when you think about people getting prequel movies like Han Solo, they die. And for certain characters that we saw set pictures, which, Marvel can't really hide everything, but it kind of gave us spoilers. So now I'm going to go into some of my favorite parts and some spoilers in the film. So when it opened on Hawkeye, I knew that it was still in the past because I know there was going to be a time jump and there was going to be time changes. The Russos had a whole arc for Hawkeye since we didn't see him in Infinity War. And it seemed fitting because it highlighted him and it highlighted his role of the Avengers and how the Avengers are together and their family. It's not just a job. To me, the Russo brothers are a very good directing pair. They had a lot of their community stars guest spot, which was really nice for fans. But I believe that they did mess up Thor's character arc that Taika Waititi has built up and fixed from Thor and Thor 2: The Dark World. Thor was kind of redeemed in Thor Ragnarok, and now we kind of see him just bloated and it was kind of full on backtracked. It felt like he was there for comedic amusement and for the fight scenes, but he wasn't really preparing in a way. He wasn't really doing much besides being not being a focus point, which he is a main Avenger. And also we got to see Korg and Valkyrie, and I love them. So that was nice to see Thor Ragnarok and people from Asgard on Earth. And then for Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson's Natasha, I thought that it was a perfect way to end her arc. She was always thinking about what's best for the Avengers and stuff. And this was something that was important to her. And she knew that Clint couldn't leave his family because he didn't see his family from the snap. I just wanted to say Scott Lang is the most underrated MCU character because he adds just so much heart and passion. And Tony Stark's daughter, I did not know that was going to happen until I saw this little kid doing the Iron Man pose at the premiere. But it was such a nice, touching moment. I love you, 3000. To the fight scene, I just wanted to say that when Cap said Avengers Assemble, my eyes turned into waterfalls and I could not see half of the fight scene because I could not stop crying. But when those portals opened up and I got to see Spider-Man and T'Challa, it was just perfect because they just like came in their own way and we knew that it was gonna be a fight to like remember. And also something that we saw in Infinity War was a female fight scene against Thanos, and we got to see one again with Captain Marvel, and I was really excited about that. Captain Marvel was like, the promos showed Captain Marvel a lot, but in this film, she's not really in it, so that was kind of a disappointment. And also, Cap holding Thor's hammer was so cool. We knew since Age of Ultron that he can hold the hammer, but we didn't see it really in action because he only picked it up like a centimeter. And it was just, we knew he could do that. A couple more ideas that I had was that when Tony died, it was perfect because Tony is the heart and soul of the MCU, and a lot of his heart belonged to Peter Parker, and he couldn't save Peter, and it was kind of like Peter Parker kind of saved him, but like not fully, and it was something that is gonna extend like the MCU, like with the new Avengers, like, and I think that's pretty cool. I cried a lot. And Nebula, just seeing from Guardians of the Galaxy to now, she has total character redemption and a character arc that is perfect. And Sam becoming Cap was amazing. One question I have for you is, if like after the snap in the future, why are Peter Parker and Ned still in high school? I said even if they were freshmen in Homecoming, they would have graduated. Did they stop school after the snap? Like, what happened with society? Will we see that during Disney Plus TV shows like Bucky and Sam or anything like that? A wrap-up is everything that I remembered of there was so much of the film that I don't remember because it was just 3 hours of pure like adrenaline. I'm definitely going to watch the film again to understand how I really felt about it, but I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 for now. Thank you guys for watching.